सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित् सुखं परमहं सगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः तपोभीक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणाम् मुमुक्षो नामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। Hari Om everybody. Welcome to the online classes again. I've got some inquiries regarding the explanation of Pratasmarami Rudhi Sanspuradatma Tattvam because I had explained it long time back and there were less amount of students. Now the students have increased. So next class, at least half the class, I'll be devoting in explanation of that whole verse. So for old students who have already heard it, it will be a revision and the new students can hear it once from fresh. Second announcement is not an announcement basically. Again, a different inquiry saying that we have to control our mind because mind is the enemy. Mind is the desire. Desires are anger. All those negative things are there. So control the mind, control the mind. Now what happens is somewhere down the line, in this mad rush of controlling the mind, we have forgotten what is a mind. So I would never put it in a negative clause that mind is all these negatives. It's a wonderful piece of equipment within us. In fact, it pervades us. And mind is a indiscriminate thought flow. It keeps on moving from one end to another, from one object to another, from one being to another. It has got a lot of negatives as well as a lot of positives. It depends on which direction you are moving. So if you are constantly listening to the world and their opinions about what you are supposed to be, and you are not thinking from your own intellect, then the mind gravitates into lower functions and it gives all these insecurities and negative desires. So when we went through the negative emotions of the mind, like anger, greed, jealousy, arrogance, envy is the same thing, fear, all these are negatives when you are listening to the opinion of the world of what you are supposed to do. If it is good, you take it. If you don't, you just leave it. But we don't do that. We accept it wholeheartedly and the trouble starts there. So the first step of understanding the mind is understanding your personality and slowly find a goal in life. If you find a goal in life, then educate the mind. So the intellect in us, the adult in us, is supposed to educate the mind, educate the child with it. It's a wonderful thing. The child, you have to nurture it to grow. So slowly, very systematically draw a specific program to educate your mind, but never get angry with the mind. Never say that, no, this is my mind and it is stupid and it is bad and it is trifling. No, mind is a wonderful piece. It's like a child. The idea is you need to gather that happiness from that child. So just educate and slowly we'll reach a state where the mind never goes down again into this dissipating channel, into this wrong emotion. So, first of all, fill your heart with love. There should be no problems with anywhere in the world. Stop listening to the outside world. बाहर के पट बंद कर, अंदर के पट खोल. Just think from point of view of what you willing to learn and improve yourself. Don't look at anybody around you. You can have a goal, a vision of I want to become like this person mentally, and you aim for that. But work on yourself. You work on your own personality. That is the end and end all spiritual exercises. Just focus on that. So we did a lot of negative qualities, which we mentioned before, of how you go through these negative qualities and you fall down. And subsequently, we educated ourselves also with the positive qualities of when the intellect, that is the discriminating faculty, it determines a particular goal, a higher ideal in life. A higher ideal means an unselfish goal in life, not necessarily relating to me and mine, but this is what I am supposed to do. When you have that kind of a goal, then the intellect is supposed to educate the mind of reaching that goal. Now the mind will go down, it's natural. It will go down, that is a tug of war, constant tug of war. But very, very gradually, the mind will start understanding and in fact relishing the prospect and the process of reaching that goal itself. Forget achieving that target. But even the process of going through that, it will just be happy. No agitations at all. So first of all, what you have to do, forgiveness, the first quality of forgiveness. I explained this last time, all the 5 qualities. Forgiveness, I'm just touching on it, is forgetting so that I get on with my life. Why you need to forgive? Not because the other person needs it, but because it is occupying a very important space in my mind, and therefore I start hating everybody around. When I start hating everybody around, it's a dissipating energy, it's a negative energy. So forgive. When we use the term forgive, there are a lot of people who say, just keep on forgiving, keep on forgiving. You have to understand, not all of us are Gautam Buddha or Jesus Christ. We are going to reach that eventually. So idea is, when you say forgive, if a negative element comes before you, then you move as much as you can. Don't fight. Learn from the water. Water, when a stone is put right in its path, it just goes by the side of it. A puddle is there, it goes by the side of it. A hill is there, there also there is no fight in the water. It finds a way, it goes beside it and moves away. But when there is a ranges of hills and the water has nowhere else to go, then it will cut through the mountains and chart a path for its own sake. That should be the strength of a human being. I don't fight not because I am a loser or I can't. I don't fight because I decided not to. But when the time comes to do something, to take some action against the wrong element, then you are there. This example is beautifully given, where a sannyasi is walking in the forest, and as he is walking, a snake comes from behind. And the sannyasi looks at the snake and says, "Why are you running so much? What happened? I'm coming to bite you. I'm going to kill you. I've killed a lot of people who are walking this path." The sannyasi said, "Why do you want to kill? Love everybody. Just love. See to it. Why is there so much enmity in your personality?" The snake realized the master and said, "Okay, I will do that," and allowed the sannyasi to go away. He went away for 3-4 days and then came back again. When he came back, he saw the same snake lacerated with wounds, cut open everywhere on the road, by the side of the road. So he bent down and said, "What happened to you, my child?" And the snake said, "All because of you, master. You told me to love. So I went on to the neighboring village and put my head there and called and said that please let us love each other. I called the child, I called the adults and said, let us love each other. Let's not live in hate. And they pelted me with stones. The sannyasi gave a beautiful advice. He says, listen, my foolish child, when I told you you should love everybody, you need not manifest love everywhere. Wherever you need to frighten some people away who are evil, you need to do it. But don't harbor any ill or any hatred against them within you. This is forgiveness. Then we also covered satyam, truth. We covered contentment, tosha. Tosha contentment, when you are completely satisfied within yourself, you don't want anything from the world as an incentive for your action. You act and things happen. You are paid for it. It's a different matter than I act for payment. In one of the seminars where I went, I told these participants the difference between you and a developed person is you work for money. A developed person works and money comes. They don't look at their expectation is not there. So they are always happy. When the contentment is complete from within, the mind is contented, natural outburst of that is cheerfulness. These people are always cheerful, always happy. They have no grievances and no problem. This is where majority of the parents, majority of the adults, majority of the teachers I worked in schools, they also say the students don't respect us. Children don't respect us. Even people of society don't respect. All this don't respect is there because the cheerfulness is not there. I have not met a single person who hates a person who is cheerful. Just be cheerful. We always love to demand respect. Everybody should respect me. Everybody, you cannot demand respect. You have to command it. So parents can't demand respect. They themselves are morose, themselves are stressed and strained, constantly in an agitated mood according to the situation, whatever it is, and they expect children to be cheerful, to be a bundle of joy. It is not possible. The world is just a mirror. It mirrors you. If you are agitated, the world is agitating. If you are happy, the world is happy. This is cheerfulness. Another positive quality which we can go is kindness. Be kind to everybody. When you use the word kind, it is more of emotion and empathy. Again, when you're trying to do things for others, it is not for them, it is for yourself. You are in a much happier place when you go out and reach somebody else. There's this beautiful movie called Patch Adams, which we show in the class. In this movie, there is this guy, the make of that movie is that Munna Bhai, MBBS. So the original is Patch Adams. He is attending to be a doctor, the hero, but he does it with a smile. He has fun. He makes everybody smile. So this is his process. And in the same room, he has a very serious student who doesn't want jokes and smiles. He wants to be just in the book and study, and he tells him in between. He says, when the time comes when somebody needs and their life depends on it, then they will not depend on you, the ha-ha guy. They will depend on me because I have studied. I know what it is. What are the medicines to take? You don't. So there is actually a fight there. The same guy, the last scene is, there is this old lady and she has a dream of swimming in a swimming pool of noodles. That is her dream. I want to swim once in noodles, the pool. So this man goes, the student, the other guy who is a serious guy, he becomes a doctor. Both of them have become a doctor. He becomes a doctor, and that other serious guy comes to this person, Patch, and he tells Patch, I know everything about medicine. And he says, I want your help. So Pat says, but you know everything. You are a doctor. You know everything about medicine. He says, I know everything about medicine, Pat, but I can't give it to her. She will not take it. She will not consume the medicine. That attitude and that emotion where you can make somebody take the medicine, that only you have. I have the knowledge of medicine. It is useless if nobody takes it. Kindness comes to a level where you take care of the other person. Kindness manifests in 3 levels. Charity. Be more charitable in whatever way you can. Help others in whatever way. The thought is important. So help anybody, whoever comes before you. Even a rickshaw wala, even a sabji wala, you give 1 rupee extra, 2 rupee extra, nothing happens to you. But that person, life is made. You understand? This charity, emotionally, have a charitable disposition towards others. Let the other person talk. Please listen. Don't impose anything what they don't want to. Let's just listen to them. That's all. We don't do that. As soon as the other person says, I have many examples where a husband and wife are talking and I'm there in between. And the wife is asking me, sir, what is the meaning of Brahman? Is Brahman and God the same? I am about to answer. Immediately the husband says, darling, you don't understand. See what happens. And he explained it. She is asking me and he explained. I said, he's right. But the first line itself, darling, you don't understand. You have put the other person down. Eventually, after a few years, the lady stops understanding at all. Hardly anybody thinks, why am I listening to the other person when the other person is so negative? Why am I listening to the other person when they are always putting me down? They are what they are. I can't change them, but I can change myself. This charitable disposition in us to allow the other person to be. Then intellectually, don't impose our thoughts, our values, our ideas and ideologies on others. Don't impose it. Education is different. See, in the WhatsApp group of this classes, it's very funny thing I see every time is there are so many people posting different things. Continuously, it's been happening for 4 months. And I've never raised any voice or not put anything there. And there are always our students who say, please don't post anything here. Just keep it only for lecture. And they say pranam. That kind of tolerance throughout life with anybody around you. Have the same tone in talking. Understand the immaturity of the other person. And just laugh it out. Just laugh it out. Husband and wife were staying together and they had a small child. And the child wanted to play around. The wife wanted to go to the office, so she said, it's your holiday today. You are just sitting and reading newspaper. Please see to it that you take and then goes to school. So the father says, all right. He's sitting in the garden reading a newspaper. The child is running around here and there. And he tells, the father says, in Tamil. So the father says, Vada means come to take bath. And that boy, all of 6 and 7 years old, he starts shouting at the father. Adichi means I hit you. Adichi, Kuli Tondi, I will dig a hole in the ground. Onne potu, I will put you inside the hole. Onne adu mud potu, mud, I will cover it with mud. And then within, I will stamp on that mud and kill you. Konnuduve, 6-year-old. And that father looks at him and says, hey, Vada, only addicted, konnu, vidichi, konnu. Hey, Vada, continuously 4-5 times. What anger are you going to show to a 3-year-old? I'll give an example. I was in a class sitting, children's class, and I'm chanting Om Sahana Bhavatu, and I had come somewhere from outside, so I had not shaved properly. Okay, just a little. So I was closing my Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhunaku, Patak, I got a slap. It's a true story, I'm not joking. True, I slapped, nobody dare slap me. I opened my eyes, and there is this small girl, she's like 5-year-old, slapped me. I said, I am not naming her for obvious reasons. I said, why did you slap me? I don't like you like this. You should come clean shaven. I said, okay, next time I'll do that. What anger? See, all these hatred and all these negative things and cheerfulness comes when you assess the maturity of the person. So charitable disposition mentally and intellectually is not even, this is what you are supposed to do. Arey, jaane do yaar, rehne do. You live. You live. The Bhagavad Gita says, Yadyada charati shrestha tat tad devi. Sometimes I'll explain to you. Whatever a leader does, everybody will follow. How to become a leader? You do. You live. You get up at the right time in the morning. You eat the right kind of food. You live a disciplined life, and it will show in the cheerfulness of your nature. Automatically, those who want to follow will follow. These are the qualities. In spite of doing these qualities, all the positive qualities, there are still some questions remaining unanswered in the world. One of the most important questions which I hear is there is no use doing good in the society because the good people actually suffer. And it is only the evil people who prosper. In Hindi, actually, there is a kahavat. ईमानदारी से आदमी खाली झोपड़ी बना सकता है, बड़े घर में. So if you are honest, if you are good, without any ill will, then you are a no-gooder. This is what many people, even my own students, they have said. But we have seen so many people who are corrupt and they are prospering. We have seen so many people who are very honest. And like Sudama, they are running around. I don't know what to do, where to get. Honest person, he'll never do anything bad, but completely down. And prosperous people are all mostly evil people, mostly doing wrong things, corrupt things. Why is this? This concept is beautifully explained by our teacher, Swami Partha Sarthi. In this concept of aggressive, see, the whole world is divided literally, constitution-wise, into these two parts of mind and intellect. We have given you the diagram so you can see the diagram. The mind is bifurcated. So mind is just reaction. It reacts to things. You shut up. You shut up. You're a donkey. You're a monkey. It's like that. It just reacts. Therefore, the temper goes up. Mind is bifurcated into two. Who have good mind and who have bad mind. Mind, the passive nature of the mind represents the mind which is sustained, cultivated by the environment around. So if the environment is good, then the person is good. If the environment and situations are bad, then the person is bad. The person lives by chance. There is no control of the person's intellect at all. So if situation goes wrong, the person cries. If the situation is good, the person laughs. Completely dependent on the situations and external circumstances, right? So this is the passive. In this passive mind, there is good and bad. Good mind is they are brought up in good family, good situation, good society, good friends, good education. Therefore, they are good. Everything is good around them. Therefore, they are good. Why are you going to temple? Because my father went to the temple, my grandfather went to the temple. Therefore, I go to the temple. No, what is the reason you are going to the temple? This is what I'm saying. Everybody went to the temple. I'm going. That's it. We should speak the truth. Because everybody speaks the truth. My father never told a lie. Great grandfather never told a lie, therefore I will never tell a lie. There is no reason and logic backing any of the values. They may follow the value, but it can build any time because there is no reason and logic. This is passive good. They will not do anything wrong. They will not do anything corrupt. They will be honest in all their dealings. But yet, 80%, maybe 70, 65% of the 70% of the people belong to this category. Basically good. किसी का बुरा नहीं चाहेंगे. Passive bad is a category which is become bad due to situations. I didn't want to become a robber. I didn't want to steal. I didn't want to become a wrong category of a person. But you know what happened? My father was an alcoholic. My mother used to wash dishes in everybody's houses. And that is why I didn't have to go to school. I couldn't go to school. Therefore, I did this to sustain my house. And now I am where I am. What can you do? It's written here. This is what nature wants me to do. Therefore, I am doing. जहाँ तक लेके जाएंगे देखेंगे. जब मरना हो मर जाएंगे. That's all. This is, but they are bad. So chain snatchers and all the corruption, wherever a thought comes of being corrupt, is passive bad. This is, I told you, if the good people are around 70, this is around 20%. Passive bad. Passive bad. Then we move on to aggressive. And aggressive is a person who uses his head. Intellect. They sit, plan and program every activities of life, what should be happening in my life and what should be happening in yours and the society's life. They will actually sit in an Iranian restaurant, 4 people together, having a cup of tea, some biscuit, or in Irani, what do you call it? Chai maska. So chai maska pav and tea, and they will sit with a chart and they will say, this place we have to bomb, this place we have to bomb. After that, they are going to run here. So after 2 hours, we should bomb here. See, what we should do is maximum casualties. Majority of people should die. Understand? For our cause to be understood. And then they'll have a cup of tea and they'll say, Acha hai na? Aaj acha chahiye. And idea is destruction. Not there. Everybody else. This is aggressive bad. So what aggressive bad does, years and years of planning and programming, since they are using their head for the wrong thing, but since they are using their head, they can make a lot of money. With a lot of assets, money and businesses, these people hire the passive bad. The aggressive bad people hire the passive bad, and both of them prey on the passive good. Therefore, passive bad is all right. Chant some slogans, take some money from that particular party and go on, live a life rich and luxurious. And the people who are providing, they are already in a luxurious life. So both these parties, the aggressive bad who thinks evil, takes the help of passive bad and brings his standard of living up a little bit and preys on the passive good. And the passive good, which is the majority, keeps putting its hands like this and saying, we are the sufferers. What to do? This is the way everybody's become. I don't know how to go about it. All these concepts. There is another, I won't call it a category, but there is another junction which is called aggressive good. Why I'm not putting it a category? Because it's not percentage. Till now it was 80%. This was passive bad was maybe 70%. Passive bad was 20%. Aggressive bad maybe 9.98%. And aggressive good will be 2 people or maybe 1. Very rare person to find. Aggressive good person is the person who thinks, plans and programs for the longevity of honesty, truthfulness and values in a generation. They are just interested in planting these great values in the generation. They are not bothered about anything else. Completely living and dying for higher values of life. So many people have come and sacrificed their life for higher values. So such a person who is aggressive good, he helps the passive good. But when they start, the passive good may not even understand what that aggressive good is doing, because they are thinking at a different level. Their rotation per minute revolution is something different. These aggressive good who are thinking can destroy and defeat the aggressive bad who are also thinking, because the aggressive bad don't have a higher sense of purpose. They don't have a higher sense of value. Therefore, in their selfishness, if you tell them that you will be destroyed if you don't stop this, they will stop everything. Because at the end of the heart, in their heart, they are selfish. But an aggressive good, if you tell them, stop your goodness, otherwise I will destroy you, there is no use threatening these people, because they will say it doesn't matter. If you destroy me, others will come with the same good thoughts. Vivekananda said in last half an hour before his death, he said, I may determine that I may don't want to live in this body, and this knowledge will permeate through the trees and the winds and the natural courses through somebody else. I may decide not to choose and live here. I may choose and live somewhere else. You cannot destroy me. The idea is that this is aggressive good. So a little bit of examples for everybody to understand. Passive good, Yudhishthir. Always very good, never told a lie, never told a lie. He went to the gambling because they called, they were very courteous, so he went to the gambling. Like many of us, we go to weddings even when we don't know who the other person is, just because the person gave an invite to you. So many people, Yudhishthir also went. In between, he walked away also after losing the whole property. Walking midway, he tells his brothers that, listen, after all, it is Duryodhana, and we have to, it's a brother, we have to give him a chance to redeem himself. Therefore, let us go and continue playing. And after that, he lost all the brothers as well as Draupadi. This was passive good, sufferer. Passive bad, Duryodhana. Constantly reacting. Any situation, I want to kill them. I want to kill them. I will only discourse. Constantly in anger, stress, and agitation. Duryodhana. Aggressive bad, Shakuni. What do you want, Duryodhana? Why are you angry? I don't want to look at them. Done. I want their kingdom Indraprastha. They have really made it very well. Done. And that lady, Draupadi, she insulted me. I want to insult her in the Bhari Sabha. Done. I don't want to look at these people's faces. Done. I want to make them my slaves. Done. अरे ये सब करने के लिए लड़ाई की जरूरत क्या है? What is the reason to fight with them? Yudhishthira has a weakness for a game, dice. I am an expert in that, and I know I can cheat. We will just call them for a game and we'll destroy them. And that's what he did. Aggressive bad. They sit and plan, but not manifested actions. Huh? So smile that one can smile and yet be a villain. It's this aggressive bad. To defeat aggressive bad, there is aggressive good. And that example is Lord Krishna. When you are all right, I am all right. But when the turn comes for the worst and I have to take action, I will take action. And the action will be such that perhaps the whole generation may be destroyed. It doesn't matter. After the whole Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata war, where piles of dead bodies were there and everybody were crying, only one guy, Krishna, was dancing. He was dancing because Dharma Sanstapana, righteousness prevailed. What was right won. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether these people live or die. Themselves, aggressive good. Their thought is, am I playing the right way towards the right march, towards the right aspect of life, right values. Am I on this side or that side? Somebody went and told Ram Tirtha, whatever you're teaching will not work because majority of the people belong to Satan. Ram Tirtha said, if this generation is not mine, then the coming generation will be mine. Small minds talk of other people. Small minds talk of other people. Mediocre mind talk of events. Great minds talk of ideas and ideology. This is aggressive good. In our life, our focus of self-development is only to become aggressive good. Aggressive good person is always happy. He or she is always cheerful, and from that cheerful and happiness, they will aim to redeem the whole society. Who has that strength? Krishna's strength, that fountainhead spring of emotion and devotion is in each one of us. The same strength is in each one of us. There's only one thing, provided I believe in it. If I believe I am the supreme reality, nothing in the world can agitate me. So try to get through all the negative emotions, try to plant some positive emotions and move wherever you are. Don't point fingers outward saying that you are passive and you are passive good and passive bad. All these bifurcations is for yourself. I keep on repeating this again and again. You see where you are, start thinking. And homework for cheerfulness. Compulsory, I told you this. Please, 2 clips of Charlie Chaplin, compulsory watch. One is when Charlie Chaplin is boxing, and the other clip is when Charlie Chaplin is in a circus in a lion's cage. One announcement, please, don't post it on WhatsApp. Let people do a little bit of hard work. So when you're posting a hard work, the other person doesn't do, and then you're spoiling their growth. If they are asking, they don't get it, then you can post it. Otherwise, don't go and post everything on the thing. WhatsApp. Let them also work a little bit hard. Let them enjoy the fruits of their hard work. Thank you very much. We'll meet again. Oh.